Real Spill 601.
Hey, Phil, the marshmallows still gonna swell up, right?
We still talking about these marshmallows?
We still talking about it.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear that no more.
We gonna hear about it.
We're not.
Yeah,
I don't
all right.
think so.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Hey guys, settle down. Let's save it for the show. It's about to get real.
Real Spill 601.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Real Spill 601, your favorite sports show. Today's show is sponsored by EarthBlendCoffee.global. It is just great coffee. You can use the link in the description box to place your order now. Let me welcome in my guys. You know the lineup. Got my guy, Real Spill Phil.
How y'all feeling?
My boy, Deon Lacey.
What's up?
How y'all doing, man? What got going on?
I don't know, man. Hey.
But, yeah, man. Yesterday we got the big game.
Yeah, it was a good one, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Good
It was
game,
a real
man.
good game yesterday.
Real excellent game.
Yeah.
Great halftime show too, y'all.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So, the star-studded Los Angeles Rams are your new Super Bowl champions of Super Bowl 56. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. Stars like Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp got their first rings as they won the Super Bowl this past Sunday. I want to ask you guys, were you surprised that the Rams beat the Bengals?
Well, I'm gonna start off today, you guys. Was I surprised? I know last week I was kind of like 50-50, but I said the Rams was gonna put it off. I think I said by 3 points. Well, I said either 3 points or 5 to 6.
No, I think you said like 10 to 17.
No, I didn't. I
said like 10.
I said we'll put it up. But I said 3 to 5 to 6. But anyway,
I know you didn't say 3 though.
it was a great game. Matthew Stafford, he found a way to get the job done despite throwing 2 picks. He threw 3 touchdowns. Odell Beckham, my gosh, if he didn't get hurt, he probably would have had a 100-yard game easy off them boys. We all know Eli Apple's sweet. He's sweet as pumpkin pie, and he got 8 up the whole game. Cooper Kupp, big-time players make big-time plays, and he gonna get paid, and that's why he was the MVP of the game. I'm happy for my boy Cam Akers got a ring. The defense played like grown men, especially Aaron Donald, and when his number was called for that last drive, he was lights out. I don't know what that offensive lineman was. He got his butt whooped the whole playoff series. Started off with Oakland on down. Mm-hmm. He got his butt whooped. I don't think he's gonna be there too long. Jalen
rookie.
I don't care. He got exposed. That's not thank Jalen Ramsey now. You did get exposed on some few drives now, but I know y'all guys will dissect that. But I was just happy for the Rams to win. Joe Burrow is a man against boys out there. Mm-hmm. You know, he kind of had a little injury too, but Boyd dropped a pass that could have really sealed the deal a little bit, and the momentum kind of slowed down. Mm-hmm. But all said and done, the Rams are the Super Bowl champions. Are they going to be there next year? I don't think so. But I'm just kudos to the Los Angeles Rams. And Matthew Stafford, you're not washed up no more. I said it, you guys. You are not washed up no more.
You not
Matthew Stafford was never washed up. You were talking nonsense back then. But on paper, the Rams were supposed to win regardless of what it looked like on the field. On paper, the Rams are the better team. They got the better players. But on the field, it was a different story. Like I said on the last show, for the Bengals to win this game, man, they had to get off the field on 3rd down, and they also had to limit Cooper Kupp and Odell. It kind of helped that Odell got hurt, but they couldn't stop Cooper Kupp. At the end of the game, they only had one guy that was targeted, and that was Cooper Kupp. They couldn't stop him. The Bengals couldn't get off the field twice on 3rd down, which really messed them up towards the end of the game, which caused that game-winning touchdown on the fade route to Cooper on Eli Apple.
Was you surprised?
I wasn't surprised. I wish it could have been somebody else on him, but hey, they wanted to put Eli Apple on there.
I wish Mike Hilton. They should have put Mike Hilton on Cooper Kupp.
Mike Hilton was getting did in by Odell before he got hurt.
I kind of hated that touchdown, but hey.
Yeah. But I was going for the Bengals, so I got to give credit to that man, Joe Burrow, man. Even through all the adversity he went through that game, getting sacked 7 times. I mean, he can maneuver through the pocket, but the Rams, they did a really great job of getting multiple bodies on him because he can break off. If one guy come, he can break that off. They most definitely had an extra guy coming right behind that main guy that made the initial hit on the sack.
I think I was the only guy that picked the Rams. You know, both of y'all guys had the Bengals.
But the one thing I will say the Rams didn't contribute was the run. Your boy had 14 carries for 21 yards. So I know the run game was no factor.
I mean, you could put that on the offensive line on some play, but he made a key first down at the end of the game that sealed the deal for him to score the touchdown.
At them 21 yards?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but he got that first down. All right.
Yeah, so was I surprised that the Rams beat the Bengals? I'm going to say no. I wasn't surprised. This was a pick'em game. As stated last show, I said this game was going to go down to the wire. It's going to be a close game. It's going to end in an amount of no more than a field goal to win the game. And 23-20 was the score. Mm-hmm. Just like you said, Phil, on paper, the Rams were supposed to win. If they were to lose, people would have criticized them regardless of how hot the Bengals were, anything like that. They would have criticized them because on paper, you have Matthew Stafford, who's now solidified himself as a future Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. You have Cooper Kupp, who just had the greatest season of a receiver, statistically wise, in productivity. There's no receiver that can say that they had a season like this before. Triple Crown winner, Offensive Player of the Year, and Super Bowl MVP. Nobody else can say that. Nobody else can say that. Odell Beckham, until he got hurt, we all know what his name represents and who he is. Aaron Donald, who people are talking about now is 1A and 1B to LT and one of the great defensive players of all time. Yep. Von Miller, now a 2-time Super Bowl champion, also a Super Bowl MVP, going to the Hall of Fame. Jalen Ramsey, who some people say is the number 1 corner, I beg to differ.
Same.
Got him on there. And yeah, the recipe for itself. Sean McVay, now the youngest coach, 36-year-old coach to ever win a Super Bowl. But yeah, the Rams supposed to win. I wasn't surprised.
It was close though.
Basically, the Rams did what they were supposed to do. The D-line exposed the offensive line. They did a lot of sets where they put Von Miller and Aaron Donald on the same side and did a lot of different schemes and games in that form of fashion. And the D-line basically imposed their will the entire game. But that really wasn't a surprise. I mean, when they played Tennessee's D-line imposed their will, but the Bengals fought through and still were able to win the game, which is still kind of a predicate on Joe Burrow because this game was still 23-20. Honestly, this was supposed to be a blowout the way the D-line was getting to Joe that fast, and then with the things happening with Joe getting nicked up, things like that. So you got to give it to the Bengals. Now, I've been on a Joe Burrow bandwagon since the beginning. I know y'all been giving them y'all props right here, but I told y'all I would never let y'all let that down when y'all was counting them out. I'm not gonna never let y'all let that down. Especially you though, because you're an LSU guy. It kind of hurt me when
I'm
you
a Steelers fan.
Yeah, right.
I never counted out.
Right. For sure.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. You scoffed at me when I said that that Joe Burrow was miles ahead of Ryan Tannehill. I had that on paper.
I said they weren't gonna win the game.
Right. But I had it on paper and we had it on video.
I never said.
When I said the reason why the Bengals would beat the Titans, that was 2-3 shows ago.
Yeah.
I said Joe Burrow is miles ahead of Ryan Tannehill. I heard Lacey say,
Yeah, because I thought Ryan Tannehill was gonna beat Joe Burrow.
What did he show you? What did he do? You wrong.
You put your faith in Ryan Tannehill.
But Joe Burrow is better than Ryan Tannehill. But I thought
we know that. That's what I said. That's what I said.
But I'm letting you know.
And I'm letting you know. So you sit back. You talk. It's my turn.
Clear the air.
All right. You clear the air. Now sit back and sit and watch. Listen. Now back to what I was saying was you can. All right, man. Now anyway, back with the Bengals, they should have ran Joe Mixon a little bit more. He had I want to say 13 carries for 72 yards.
Yeah.
If you ran him a little bit more, I don't know why they didn't play him at the end of that game when they was letting what's the other guy name run the ball? Piron. Like what is Zach Taylor thinking? What is he thinking?
Every time he touched the ball, he was getting yards.
I think that was just a young coaching mistake, and unfortunately, it had to be in a Super Bowl. I know in these big time games, you're gonna look back and think of all the things that could have been, could have done, and I know that's gonna be one of those things. The offensive lineman, it should do like they did in the Kansas City Chiefs game. I can't think of the name, but there were 2 offensive linemen that shared that spot of the guy that was getting killed all Super Bowl long. They shared snaps in the Kansas City Chiefs game, and they only were able to get like 1 or 2 sacks that game. They instead let him play the whole game this past Super Bowl and that what got the turnout that you got. Aaron Donald and them imposing their will. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of young coaching mistakes by the Bengals, in my opinion, and which led the Bengals to lose that game. But they only lost by 3. And I've been seeing a lot of people kill Joe on TV talking about, they feel like he didn't give out a great game. But my thing is he still had over 250 plus yards. Mm-hmm. Probably the time to get out the ball for the ball to be released is probably no more than 3 seconds every snap. Every snap.
At least.
But that's what he's been dealing with all season. And I want you by the playoffs and regular season now, he had got sacked over 85 times. Mm-hmm. That's how many times he's been sacked. So that's very Andrew Luck-like. They need to change that. Argument to be made. Their first 3 draft picks need to be straight O linemen for the Bengals. That's what killed him. And for Matthew Stafford, guys like Lacey you said he watched, now you're going to double back.
Right.
I gave him his props.
Yeah, give him your props, but I'm saying you was always on him. But my thing is, he was never washed up. You could put a professional driver in a hoopty and he ain't going to win the race.
Right.
But my thing is, he was putting up these same exact numbers. It wasn't implying the playoff win. That's all it was. He was putting these same exact numbers. This ain't nothing different. Matthew Stafford putting up 200-something plus yards, getting 2 touchdowns and things like that. That is nothing different. He's done that in Detroit, and now what he did. He did it with the Rams. You put him on a team that actually wants to win and surround him with winning. That's what you get. So it's funny now. Matthew Stafford in the same division as Aaron Rodgers. Now has the same amount of Super Bowl wins as him.
Okay. Drew Brees got 1 too.
Right. You're right.
So
you're right.
Don't sit there and say that.
But it's just funny though, because Aaron Rodgers 4-time MVP.
Right.
Has had top 10 defenses. Got star receivers. They got everything.
Multiple chances.
And he's only had 1.
Is it the team or the quarterback?
That says a lot right there. Is it the team or the quarterback?
It's a lot of guys got 1 Super Bowl ring.
You're right.
So
but all I'm
don't
saying
get on my quarterback.
I'm just saying it's funny though, because Matt was in the same division as Aaron Rodgers. Now he has a team that cares. Now he has a team that cares.
He was washed up then though, right?
Washed up. We all know that. Injury prone and washed up.
We all don't know that.
He wasn't injury prone.
Shoulder was messing up on him.
And still played.
Still played.
And they didn't make the playoffs either.
He got him a ring now. It don't even matter.
Yeah, he got rebirthed again to a different team.
My thing is though, so he was washed up when he was throwing for 5,000 yards a season.
He was throwing interceptions to kill him, and they lost the game. I remember Detroit.
You didn't answer my question.
Hey,
when he was throwing 5,000 yards a game, he was washed up.
That's an excellent stat.
Is he washed up?
That's an excellent stat.
I'm saying though, how is that washed up?
But did they win? Did they win the games? You can stat pat all you want, but did you win the game at the end of the day? No. That's his individual record
right there. So
you can't
say he washed up for that then.
So we call Aaron Rodgers then. What he do in the playoffs? That's washed up then, huh?
No.
Stuck it up and lose the game.
That is washed
up. Stuck it up and lose the game.
We all know Aaron Rodgers not washed up. We all know that.
That's basically the same thing.
That's the same type of definition.
No.
He stuck it up. He stuck it up against the Rams. Against the 49ers, and they lost.
He's not in the washed up category.
He stuck it up.
No.
You basically that's putting.
He's the MVP.
Okay, what that mean?
MVP. What does that mean? Like you say, he want Matthew Stafford doing all this in the regular season.
It's a big difference from saying Matthew Stafford or Ryan Tannehill or some guys like that. That's a big difference. He's washed up.
If you put Matthew Stafford on the Packers, I guarantee you he can take them to the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think so. And I don't want him on Green Bay team.
He don't want to be there. He just got him a ring.
He just got him a ring. He don't want to be there.
He's happy in LA.
He don't want to be there.
Hey, for the next couple of years, they're gonna be beating the Packers down.
Just know that. And we on a 2 to 3 game winning streak versus the Rams right now.
Okay.
And they would have sold us this playoffs. They didn't want to see.
What was y'all strictest playoffs though? What was y'all strictest playoffs?
Because we had to play 4.
What was y'all strictest playoffs?
We lost.
0-1.
But
that's what y'all streak was. Nobody cared about none of the Rams.
We would have beat them.
None of the rest of
the streaks. If y'all would have played the Rams,
all we know with the Packers is 0-1.
They would have to come to Green Bay.
All we know the Packers is 0-1 and 0-4 when they play the 49ers. Y'all stink it up. It wouldn't be that problem. And that's what happened.
It wouldn't be that problem if the Saints would take the business. If the Saints would take the business.
They won that game.
It wouldn't be that problem.
The Rams lost to the 49ers.
That's what we know. Blame the Rams.
Yeah, I blame the Rams. I also blame the Saints for losing that bull-crapping game, too.
Hey, it don't matter who you play. If you're the best team, you win.
Right.
Hey, it is what it is. We lost.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Your weather. 10 degrees, feel like 0.
But yeah, man, I think the Rams they might have a chance depending on what they do. Their salary cap is pretty. They in some trouble though.
It's gonna be a lot of guys. Odell say he willing to take a pay cut. So I mean,
we'll see. But before break, today's show is sponsored by EarthBlendCoffee.global. You can use the link in the description box to place your order now. It is just great coffee. We'll be back after the break.
Footprint Farms is a beautiful 68-acre vegetable and cattle farm located in Jackson, Mississippi, and is Mississippi's largest urban farm. The mission of Footprint Farms is to provide the community access to healthy food choices, introduce our youth to agriculture, and provide training and technical assistance to small farmers and ranchers. The farm is open to the public every Friday from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. to purchase fresh produce or visit us at the Mississippi Farmers Market located near the fairgrounds in February. We accept all forms of payment, including EBT and SNAP benefits. Looking for a beautiful venue for your next wedding, family reunion, or dinner? Footprint Farms offers a 3,000 square foot facility on 5 beautiful acres, perfect for your next event. For more information, visit our website at footprintfarms.com, Facebook and Instagram at Footprint Farms, or call us at 601-910-5534. Footprint Farms, farm fresh, city sweet.
Advertise on WeBelieve.global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.
Welcome back, everybody. Moving from football to basketball. Some big news happened before the Super Bowl. Before the NBA trade deadline ended, the Brooklyn Nets traded James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers. The deal sent Harden to the Sixers and sent Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond to the Nets. I want to ask you guys, who won the Ben Simmons-James Harden trade?
Well, first off, I'm really going to have to say, I think both teams, they got what they wanted. Ben wanted out, Harden wanted out. It was an even trade, except the Nets got a couple more pieces. So I have to go with the Nets on this one. I think they won this trade, and now they have someone who's going to be a big contribution on the defensive side with Ben Simmons being able to guard 1 through 5. So I think that's going to be a great addition to the team. They also have Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. Seth Curry was averaging 15, 4, and 4 for the Sixers. I think that he might be able to average more with the Nets because they're a shooting team. You got KD, who's averaging almost 30. Then you got Kyrie averaging about 25. You got Joe Harris. He's out right now, but he's coming back. He was averaging.
It's iffy on Joe. Joe might not come back.
Well, I'm praying he do come back. So I'm going to manifest that.
It's looking like he got to do another surgery to his ankle from what's
I saw that too. But they got a lot of key pieces. They also got Patty Mills, who's averaging 13, 2, and 2. So they got some shooters that goes well with men. I also like to say that now he really won't have to worry about shooting the ball. I think he'll be down more low in the post where he needs to be. So I think that's going to be a key part for him on the offense, being able to score down low and get the easy baskets, which is going to help him because he passes the ball most of the time anyway. You got KD, Kyrie, Seth. Why wouldn't you pass it? That's what he want to do anyway.
Well, I'm gonna actually agree with you on this one, Phil. And, I like Harden, but I feel like the Nets got to steal. They have a young guy, Ben Simmons, that can play, like you said, can guard anybody. He just got to work on that jump shot. But you just asking him to just be a ball handler and play defense and shoot layups and pass the ball. So that's a good steal. And then he's like 6'7", 6'8". So he gonna take a lot of stress off guys that don't play defense than Kyrie. And they have Drummond. That's a man. I like the Drummond when he was at Detroit. And
not that guy no more though.
He still get you a double.
Yeah,
night in and night out. How much you can ask for? And you know what KD and Kyrie gonna do. But my thing is, don't sleep on the Sixers now. They have, I forgot to say, the Nets got Seth Curry, and he's gonna hit threes anytime you want. Not like his brother though, but he's gonna hit you threes. But let's talk about the 76ers, man. James Harden, he wants revenge. And I just really hope it's going to be a Sixers versus the Nets Eastern Conference Finals, or at least a playoff, semifinals or something. Because James Harden gonna come, and he's gonna be like Houston James Harden. I'm just gonna keep it real. And Paul Millsap is a baller. Everywhere he goes, he's gonna be a baller off the bench. So, like I said, Paul Millsap. No. He's a baller.
Buyout market.
He's a baller.
They already told him they were gonna trade him, bro.
Man,
They was just looking for the best team.
Buyout market.
I don't care. Paul Millsap still gonna give you some points. So, so like I said though, the Nets got to win on this deal, and I want to see them play in the matchups, and I really want the Nets gonna beat the Sixers, but because Joel Embiid, it's gonna get real ugly. Him and Ben Simmons, they don't like each other no more, and there really was some fake stuff and really some green stuff Ben Simmons did, but he's on a different team, and it is what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, first thought I say probably the Nets probably won this trade. Probably, I guess I'd say maybe long-term wise, but in my opinion, nobody won this trade. I don't think there is a winner. First off, I know you said you want to see an Eastern Conference Finals with them. I don't see them neither of them making Eastern Conference Finals. Unless the Nets play the Sixers second round for somebody to go, then one of them will.
One of them going.
I got both of them losing second round, no more if they don't play each other. I don't think, first off, the Sixers, they just gutted their depth. Now it's back on James Harden. He really, in my opinion, left Houston so he could get off of the pressure. So he had to take the big shot, let Kyrie and KD handle that business. And now he's on the Sixers, so now it's time to see James Harden again. But my thing is, people will be going back to these games where they said that when he's motivated, he plays better. But my thing is, he'll give you stretches sometimes in the regular season where he looks motivated and put up 30, 10, and 8, things like that. But as the season wanes, he regrets back to the mean. He give you those ugly games, those 6, 8, 5s, or 3 for 17 games. And in the playoffs, what else has he done? With the Nets, the Nets big three only had one good series, was against the Boston Celtics. That's all they had when they played the Celtics first round. And what happened to James Harden? I know he got hurt and everything, but he came back. All Kevin Durant needed was probably 60% of James Harden. He didn't get none of that. He didn't get none of that.
That would have helped him out with the Bucks.
And KD took him to 7 games really by himself. James Harden was an average person. He really was no good on the court. And with Joel Embiid and James Harden, these are two guys that were now starting to show that they injury prone. Joel Embiid, his history. James Harden, now that he got nicked up last over the playoffs, he's been seen to be getting nicked up more and more often now. Who knows if that's just because of motivation or whatnot, but he looks a little overweight, and it's a little late in the season to be doing the little overweight to get out where you at. Now you got only like 25 games to get yourself, to play yourself into shape. He's not a workout warrior.
Right.
So I don't think that the Sixers is going to get it. Then the coach is Doc Rivers. I like Doc Rivers, but I'm going to keep it stacked with y'all. Like, I know I was kind of surprised he made 15 all-time greatest coaches because Doc only has one ring.
Right.
That was the big three of Celtics. First off, one could argue he should have at least gotten two, 3 rings with the Celtics, with the big three Celtics. Only got one.
The Clippers,
you already know what type of S show that was. That was an S show right there.
He had Chris Paul and Blake.
They underachieved. The Clippers again, S show, underachieved. So I mean, what are we talking about with the Sixers? Now with the Nets, I mean, Ben Simmons can guard 1 through 4. I ain't gonna say 5 all the time. Andre Drummond fixes their rebound problem. He's gonna give them the rebound that they need. They need a big body. They had a problem with depth. Claxton was gonna get it. Seth,
I think
no defense. He can score a little bit. Seth actually shooting a career low 3-point percentage. It's good though, but it's a career low, like 40%. But that's still good. I mean, I know that the offense is gonna open up for them, especially with shooters like that, the way they play. But I don't think that they're gonna be able to get the chemistry they need in order for them to win a championship.
Well, they got the
and then it's the culture. It's the culture.
Steve Nash, new coach.
The culture and the Nets. One thing I say is Harden left when the writing was on the wall. There's no accountability. Kyrie Irving is still doing this and that. They're now on 11-game losing streak. They lost 11 straight games.
They're winning right now against the Kings.
Yeah, I mean,
they better beat them.
But they've been on 11-game losing streak. Kyrie Irving clearly does not induce winning. Even when he's on the court, that does not guarantee a W. Kevin Durant,
He's still
best player in the world in my opinion when healthy, but he's starting to scare me now, kind of sort of. He's been getting injured a little more often, and you never know when that injury might come again. And then Ben Simmons, mentally, we don't know where he is. Motivated, yes, but still, it's gonna come to a point where
been working on the jump shot.
Close games, he's gonna have to shoot the ball and shoot free throws. And if he still can't do that, then he will be a liability and possibly be unplayable in the fourth quarter like he was last year. So when I say that both teams really didn't win, I don't see neither of them getting a ring out of this. I'm standing on the Nets not winning a ring this year. I'm standing on that.
So you think the Bucks gonna go back to the?
I got the Bucks right now
finals.
as the favorites in the Heat second right now.
I
got two things
also,
here.
the Nets are the 8th seed right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
They gonna make the playoffs, but I got two things.
Nobody's saying they're not gonna make it. I'm just saying though, they might mess around and have to see Milwaukee first round.
Do y'all really think this relationship between Joel, it's starting off okay, they like each other, but do y'all really think this Joel Harden relationship gonna last? I really don't see it because Harden always falling out with the number 2 or the number 1 type guy, and you know they both got this demeanor that they the guy.
Right.
Especially Joel. Joel ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. He gonna call out how you see it. And I don't really think this relationship gonna really work.
Yeah, I think eventually
they gonna fall out. They gonna fall out.
James Harden's gonna do James Harden.
Because Harden,
he ain't gonna buy in all the way.
You gotta know that the Sixers number 1 is Embiid.
Harden is
right.
He's volatile. You only got a good year. He give you that like in a relationship, give you that honeymoon stage. He gives it to you about a year, and then after that, Harden, he's toxic.
He's toxic. I really don't think he's gonna buy in all the way.
Dwight Howard, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, now Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Where else can you go?
Right.
Who else?
To some scrubs.
If he don't make some shape with the Sixers, he might not be able to play nowhere.
Where else can you go with a star for you to win?
Because Joel gonna call it high and see. He gonna expose him.
He is.
So
he's gonna expose.
I don't really think it's gonna last.
Harden gonna have to come in with the attitude that look,
I'm coming to play.
What I've been doing ain't working. So now it's time
to see how do you do that though when you're like 32, 33 years old?
You gonna have to make a sacrifice.
His time running out.
What else you can do?
His time running out.
Hey, what he's doing right now is not working with every superstar.
They say he's still doing the same thing with the Nets. They reportedly he was still coming late to planes, coming in how he wanted.
I tell you
whatever
he got a darn good agent that can sign him to any, get him signed to any team.
Yeah,
if it's the same
I think that deal was predicated on Daryl Morey though. He wanted James Harden from the jump when he got into the office with the Sixers. That's why James Harden is there. I don't think that has to do with his agent. That's just because the GM wanted him there from the jump.
And Yuan,
I didn't hear that.
To pick out what you said, has Ben Simmons really been putting in that work in the gym? Because if you still the sorry Ben Simmons I know that can't hit a jump shot to save your life or can't hit a free throw, then what's your point of being on a particularly NBA champions type team?
Right.
Are you still gonna be the same scrub, middle average guy that you was the Sixers? Are you gonna prove everybody wrong and be that guy like you was kind of at LSU or in high school, the number 1 person in America in the country?
Mm-hmm.
Like Ben, you gonna have to nut up or shut up and be that man that can ball out or be a scrub and just play defense and shoot layups.
Yeah, I say this with Ben. They're probably, from what most people think, he's going to be probably more so in a Draymond Green role where he doesn't have to really put up 20-something.
That's what I think he's going to be, too.
That's a good role. I can see him flourishing in that. But my thing is, honestly, though, what the Nets need is a 20-point per game score.
From Ben?
Yeah. I the role he had with the Sixers, I never liked because I always wanted him to be a little more aggressive and score more.
Right.
He has to, in my opinion, for the Nets to win, he needs to be at least 20 or 22 points a game.
He need to be playing like Giannis. That's what he should be doing.
We can't be seeing no 18, no 15. We need, for him, 20, 22 points a game.
Well, yeah, you're right, because KD going to give you.
I mean, I know when Kyrie and KD on the floor, then maybe you can average like 15.
He don't need to go high.
But I say be aggressive.
And that's what I said. He need to have 10 plus rebounds too as well.
Yeah, no,
he don't need to go high.
They need to be doing what they came here to do.
Drummond gonna get his.
Because they ain't. That's another problem with the Nets. They not getting no rebounds. I feel like
that's why
it's only KD out there doing every doggone thing like he always do.
Yeah.
So somebody got to take the load off.
Patty Mills gonna do it too.
But
I mean, scoring wise maybe, but we talking about rebounds, defense. That you ain't getting that from Patty Kyrie. You're not getting that.
You don't get it.
You gonna get it from Ben, I think. I hope.
Yeah. And Kevin Durant, he erases a lot of blemishes and problems that team has. He kind of hides those things when he plays, but I just don't think it's gonna be enough. I see them losing first round. I mean, not first round, second round. They see the heat of the Bucks. I'm standing on that. They're losing.
Well,
I can't see
I'm
that.
a Thunder fan. I'm gonna say that first off. Let me get that out the way. I am a Thunder fan, but for the East,
I don't know why.
The East it's a lot of competition. The East is definitely
it's
better
so
than the
many
West.
good teams.
It's
in
better
the
than the
East
West.
right
Like I
now.
said, last
They're better than the West.
They're better than the West.
They're way better than the West. Way better. The West only got 3 good teams, if you ask me. Really 2. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, you have been watching. Okay.
But as far as the East goes, man, with the Nets, if Ben and these guys could just somehow mesh, because they got the All-Star break, they got a little time before it gets to the nitty-gritty. Because after the All-Star break, if you mess around, you could be the bottom
Play-in.
at the bottom in the play-in, or you could be.
It really depends on. Honestly, it depends on KD because I don't think Ben by himself. And
Right? No. Ben and Kyrie, that's not gonna work.
That's not gonna get
and
you.
Kyrie still ain't vaccinated.
You're not gonna get a lot of wins.
He's not vaccinated,
Now-
so he's not playing no home.
There's gonna be a lot of Ben and KD nights.
Now Kyrie. Now I think New York County or something like that. They lifted the warning, the little ban warning.
Okay.
Maybe, possibly, hopefully that can get happen. If
If
not,
he can play some home games, that might help.
that'll help then. Though. That'll be different. That can change the
It can
narrative
be
a little
different
bit.
then, but still.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut it off. Today's show is sponsored by EarthBlankCoffee.global. You use the link in the description box to place your order now.
SGECOVIDsolutions.com is paving the way forward for a safer city government delivering cutting-edge biosecurity and biosafety protocols developed internationally by top virologists and scientists using an all-natural cleaning solution, killing COVID-19 on contact like no other product on the international market. For more information, please call 1-800-281-9080 or visit us online at SGECOVIDsolutions.com. Let SGECOVIDsolutions.com provide innovative rapid facilities testing and world-class state-of-the-art biorisk safety protocols for all of your coronavirus needs. Call 1-800-281-9080 or visit us online at SGECOVIDsolutions.com. SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. By using SocratesGarrettENT.com's crushed concrete products, anyone from homeowners to general contractors can help reduce landfilled concrete waste, conserve natural resources, and gain significant economic savings on materials and disposal costs. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the We Believe Global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at webelieve.global.
You know you go first.
Welcome back, everybody. Staying with the NBA, but moving on to the Western Conference side. There are many new teams at the top of the West standings. A lot of surprising teams in the top spots of the Western Conference moving closer towards the playoffs. These teams include teams like the Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies, to say the least. We're going to do a little fill in the blank here, guys. The favorite to win the West should be blank.
And this is going to so hard. I don't care. I'm going to say it. The Memphis Grizzlies. They are the favorite to win the West. Even though I want to say Phoenix again, but the Memphis Grizzlies. Come on. Ja Morant was the Rookie of the Year coming in 2018. Now he's potentially my favorite as the MVP. He averaged 26 points, 4 points per game. We got Jaren Jackson Jr. leading the whole lead in blocks. We have Steven Adams playing excellent, double-double machine. We got Clark that's going to give you 15, 16 a night. We got DeAnthony Milton and this. The role players for Memphis had time in, time out, winning seasons, winning streaks. They had like an 11-game winning streak. They lost, and then they're on like a 5-game winning streak. They averaged 30 points a quarter against guys. Like, they are beating the stink out of guys by dub. They are dubbing guys.
Not everybody.
They are dubbing guys in these streets. And nobody want to go to the FedEx Forum. This is not the same grit and grind Memphis team. This is the young cats that know how to ball. And when they come to Memphis, or they go anywhere, they got the demeanor. They're going to beat the stank out of you. And I don't care how they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you pretty bad. And they're beating good teams, and they are dubbing these scrubs. So I got Memphis Grizzlies. I ain't going to say easy, but I'm most definitely going to be the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFL. That's what you're going to get out of these Memphis Grizzlies team. Young cats are going to be, I said it. They are the Cincinnati Bengals of the NBA. They are going, they might go to the NBA Finals, all right?
You done?
I'm done.
First off, you sound so crazy saying that the Memphis Grizzlies going to come out the West. You got to be out your...
Straight face.
You out of your mind, bro.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Hold on. But first off, I just want to get this on record. So, are you a Memphis Grizzlies fan?
I like the Lakers and the Grizzlies. But right now, I'm on the Grizzlies train.
Yeah, I hear.
Okay.
He's a Grizzlies and a Lakers fan.
I've been a Lakers since born, but I've been liking Memphis.
And it's crazy. Everybody that's watching.
For the longest.
I've known Lacey for probably, 6-7+ years. And never have I ever heard him speak about the Lakers. Right. Only thing I've ever seen him do is wear that dingy Kobe jersey that he got. That is it.
Watch out now.
I've never heard him say nothing about the Lakers.
I've been a Lakers
Rudy Gay fan.
I've been a Lakers fan since
Rudy Gay
I was
fan.
little.
Right.
I've been a Lakers fan since I was little.
Cool.
I grew into liking Memphis when I went to the games.
Well, I just had to get that off my chest. You are crazy to be saying Memphis is coming out the West. So
did they beat the Warriors in the play again? Let me tell you, didn't they beat the Warriors?
Okay, but
what they do in the first round?
They lost to the Giants.
Appreciate that. All right,
4-1.
So, let me get to talking. So, favorite team out the West, I have to go with the Phoenix Suns. I really like these guys, man.
I do too.
It seems like they are just having a ball. They with the system, and everything seems to be running real smooth over there in Arizona. So, like I said, with the program Coach Monty Williams got, I think it fits well for a lot of these guys. The Suns have 10 players that are averaging double digits right now. I think that might be the best the Suns has ever been. So, with that being said, I mean, it might be one or two teams that they had a better season.
Comes Steve Nash.
Okay. But right now, this D-Book and Chris Paul time.
Right.
So, let's start it off with D-Book. D-Book, right now, he's averaging like 25 points a game, man. And he's only getting better.
Okay.
And as the season progresses, I think it's going to be a scary sight because he knows how to get to the finals. And I guarantee you, he's going to try to find every way possible to get back there. So he gonna do what he got to do.
D-Book.
And if the Grizzlies got to see them in the conference finals, that ain't what they want to see.
Memphis gonna take care.
They don't want to see
Ja, Dylan Brooks.
Next,
they got guys to play defense. Devin Baines. Come on now, I can name them all.
They can't hold D-Book.
He will. They will.
Okay, the next guy I got, my boy, and honestly, he number 2 on my list. I still got Russ number 1 just because there's no other guy that can average a triple-double. But this guy right here, he right there. It's arguable they can go tit for tat. And that is Chris Paul. He's averaging a double-double right now. And he's the coach of the team on the court. He's the coach of the team on the court. And everybody listens to him. It's so many players, so many guys so many young guys on that team that's getting a lot of playing time that's been doing really good, like Mikal Bridges. He's having a fantastic season on the offensive and defensive side. That's another thing with the Suns. They might can score, but they're going to get back on D. Everybody. The next guy I got, Deandre Hayden. He's averaging 16, 10, and 2. Dog. Kim and Chris Paul, that's a fantastic duo for Hayden because he's playing with one of the greatest point guards of all time. So what can you not learn from him? And now that they've had one full season where they made it to the NBA Finals, I think the sky's the limit with the Suns, and I really, honestly, and truly believe that the Suns can make it out.
The favorite in the West should be nobody. Just gonna keep it
He's so
stacked.
joked, man.
The West, in my opinion, is wide open. It is wide open. The teams like the Suns and the Warriors, they doing good. Grizzlies too, but I'm going to be straight up. I have no faith in the Grizzlies going farther than the second round.
All right.
No, first round.
I would not be surprised if they got put out first round.
First round
I'm
exit.
just gonna keep it a stack with you. But as far as just the West overall, let's just break this down. Okay, you got number 1 with the Suns. Yes, they've been to the NBA Finals, but do you honestly think that they put fear in any of those teams are?
Them Grizzlies?
Is anybody scared to play them? Anybody?
The Warriors ain't scared.
It's a couple teams that's scared to play them.
Like who?
Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies not scared of
the Clippers.
What?
The Clippers really don't want to see the Suns right now.
Bruh, what
The Nuggets don't want to see. It's only 1 or 2 teams. It's only 1 or 2 teams.
Nobody's scared. Nobody's scared.
And that's the Warriors. And I guess you can say the Lakers.
The Suns aren't putting up fear in nobody's heart. The Nuggets or anybody, they would take them in a 7-game series.
Facts. Especially Memphis. You're kidding me right now.
I don't feel. Okay, with the Nuggets, the Suns don't even have the best player on the floor. The Nuggets, Joker is the best player on the court.
That's one guy.
That's what. But what I'm saying is though, that's why they don't have fear. When you got guys like that, they don't have fear. They don't have fear in their heart. Grizzlies, I'll say the job in them, they ain't never scared. I'll give them that. They ain't never scared. There's nobody putting fear in none of these guys' heart in the West. The Warriors. Okay, Steph. Steph is having one of the worst shooting career stretches of his career this year. He's shooting now, like, I think 37% from 3-point, which is a career low by far. Klay, yeah, he looked good in squirts, but in my opinion, I don't think we'll ever see the Klay Thompson that we saw back in the gap before he got hurt in the NBA Finals. Man. I just don't think he's the same Klay. He'll give you some stretches where he goes, gets hot from 3, but I don't think he's that same guy. So the Warriors, in my opinion, I wouldn't be scared to play them either. Then you go down to Grizzlies. Grizzlies are a young team. We see this every year. We see a team like this every year. A young or well-organized team plays good in the regular season and gets pushed out first or second round. It don't matter, because what happens is the regular season, you don't game plan for a team or focus on their strengths and weaknesses. You just play, give maybe a overall game plan, especially with the way it's set up now. You don't really practice like that at all. Mm-hmm. So once you get to the playoffs where you can actually game plan for teams, put in your schemes, and figure out what player weaknesses is to exploit, that's what happens. And that's why young teams don't win. That's why they don't win at all. Unless you have a real particular veteran, like in the Suns' case, where it had a veteran that's been playing for 13 plus years and knew what to do. The Grizzlies don't have that. Moving down forward, you got the Jazz. Utah Jazz, they were like on a 10-game losing streak. I like my boy Donovan Mitchell.
Me too, man.
But I mean, the Jazz, man, they like a mess. But they can still, any given night, we know in a playoff game, D-Mitch can go for 50 and win. So
him, Mike Conley,
it's still wide open. The Nuggets, Joker, he's still giving you almost 30, 10, and 8 almost. That's really what he's almost giving you, straight up. So the Nuggets, I don't think they scared either. And I mean, I know that the Lakers are in the play-in and things like that, but I honestly, in my opinion, feel like Bron, if he feels like they can give him just like a 5-game win streak and at the tail end of this season and get into the playoffs as like the 7th or 6th seed, I don't think that he's scared of playing anybody. Straight up. I'm just gonna keep it a stack.
I feel you.
So nobody's scared of nobody in the West. I know y'all got these teams, y'all naming these names and these numbers and stats and all that, but just throw that out the window. If you're not scared of nobody, it's anybody's game. And I think with all these teams, they ain't got nothing to lose. Honestly, all these teams don't have nothing to lose. Steph and them boys, they really solidified their career. They got nothing to lose.
Right,
Chris Paul and them. Chris Paul already inked his new deal with the Suns, so he's there. D-Book and them boys still there. They young. They have nothing to lose. The Lakers, they apparently it's a failure, so they got nothing to lose. So my thing is, a man with nothing to lose is a very dangerous man. So I don't see nobody being a clear-cut favorite in the West. It's wide open, which is why the West isn't as good as the East this year. The West, everybody's now kind of falling down into the pack. There's no powerhouse team like when the Warriors and the Rockets were playing with James Harden and Kevin Durant that was in the Golden State Warriors uniform. It's not no juggernauts. These are all teams that are, and honestly, in class and level, are almost equal to each other. Mm-hmm. So no, I don't see no favorite in the West.
I mean, I hear you, and it sounds real good, but I still think I still think that if we were to pick, it would have to be the Suns to come out the West.
I feel
like even though they're not scared, I think the Suns can beat any of the teams you just named.
Yeah, anybody can beat anybody though.
You're right.
I'm saying anybody can beat anybody on any given game. I think this year in the West, other than maybe when the young teams play real good teams, I think you're gonna see a lot of close series, a lot of 6-7 game
series.
You're gonna see a lot of 6-7 game series.
I can see a lot of 6 game
and that's what I mean by everybody's close to the mean. Okay. Everybody's really still in the middle of the pack.
Well, Suns gonna make the push for it, man. I'm rocking with the Suns out the West.
I like the Suns because they've been there last year, but it's time for some new dogs in town. And I think the Memphis Grizzlies, like I said, they some ninjas, and they gonna be over there, some dark horses. They like you said, they don't fear nobody. They gonna lock up anybody. They gonna score points, and they gonna go out there and run. These teams ain't gonna run with them boys.
Who you think the Grizzlies could beat in the 7-game series?
I could get into a fight with a guy at the bar and don't be scared of him. When he pull out a gun, I lose.
Right.
So it don't matter.
Who do you think the Grizzlies can beat in a 7-game series?
They can beat the Suns in 7. They can beat the Warriors in 7 or 6. They can beat the Nuggets in 5.
I ain't lying to you.
They can beat the Jazz
when the
in
Grizzlies
5.
played the Warriors in that play-in, if that was a 7-game series, I got the Warriors winning
Warriors
that.
would have won that.
I got the Warriors 4-1.
4-1. Nah, I don't see
4-1.
I don't see 4-1.
No more than 6 games. No more than 6 games.
First off, you said that the Grizzlies gonna beat the Suns and the Warriors in 7?
I said in 7.
You're crazy, bro. The Suns beating them in 5. The Warriors probably beating them 5-6. Most definitely.
No.
Only team I think the Grizzlies can keep up with is the Jazz.
The only team that I know that they can really beat the Grizzlies are the Dallas Mavericks. That's the ones I can really see them beat the Dallas Mavericks.
That's it.
Everybody else is free game.
Are you serious?
Serious.
You dead serious?
I ain't flogging. I'm serious.
Yeah, and we're gonna hold you to that. The
Hold me
Grizzlies,
to it.
and
I'm going to hold you to it. Now.
Hold me to it.
So you got the Grizzlies going to the NBA Finals. Say it.
No,
say it. No, hold your chest out. You can ride with it. They ain't scared. Stand with it. Stand with the chest. Say it with the chest. Don't be wishy-washy.
No,
don't be wishy-washy. We say with the favorite. We ain't say Western Conference.
To make out the West.
Make out the West.
I said
say it with the chest.
I just said them go to Western Conference Finals.
So how are they favorites then? How are they favorites if they only go to the Western Conference Finals?
You got favorite out the West. You pick the Grizzlies. Is that who you picking? Yes or no?
Right now I am. Right now I am. It ain't solidified, but right now I am.
Then he got the Dallas Mavericks, the other team to beat the Grizzlies.
John Morant, he having a good season, but man, I'm sorry, they just too young. And
my
those guys,
MVP. He's my MVP.
It's easy to stop them.
And another thing, he's nowhere near top 3 in the MVP.
The only reason,
and they need to wake up.
Yeah, and they not gonna wake up because Joel Embiid having a better year, Joker having a better year, and Giannis having a better year. And when KD healthy, he's definitely having a better year.
You know that though. What? Okay.
I don't see
yeah, you gonna shake your head because you can't say nothing. You gonna shake your head.
The Grizzlies.
Joel Embiid, yes. Joker, no.
What about Giannis?
Giannis, I can say yes.
KD.
What do you think? What do you think?
Out of it because he getting hurt too much.
What do you think Joker doing though? What do you think he doing?
He making his numbers, but I don't see him winning back-to-back MVP years. I don't see that.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
But his season is better than Ja. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm not saying he win MVP. His season is better than his.
And the Grizzlies only go crazy on fast breaks. They not the half court offense.
When the playoffs slow down,
half court offense that you think, bro.
and they slow that game down, we gonna really see who
they gonna get and them guys gonna get in their bags too. They gonna get in their bags. Ja,
that's it. No,
Ja, that's it.
Jackson,
that is
get in their bags 1-on-1.
That's it.
No man,
read them highlights, bro. Y'all gonna make me hot. Y'all gonna make me hot.
They gonna get surprised. Yeah, they gonna get hot too. Today's show is sponsored by EarthBladeCoffee.global. Make sure you hit the link in the description box.
One a day.
New Cannabis Premium Dispensary is providing community health and wellness through CBD and Delta-8. Both CBD and Delta-8 provide an array of health benefits, aiding in appetite, sleep, anxiety, depression, chronic pain, and more. New Cannabis Premium Dispensary provides a variety of CBD and Delta-8 products, including gummies, candies, pre-rolls, pain creams, isolate drops, cartridge pens, and so much more. To learn more about New Cannabis products or to place an order, please call or text 415-465-9292 or visit us online at newcannabis.com and follow us on Instagram at newcannabisjackson.
Advertise on WeBelieve.global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our mini global live stream TV broadcast and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.
Welcome back, everybody. If you follow this show on the regular, this is what we do on our last segment. We always like to do something, particularly in the HBCU setting. So Saturday, we got some big marquee college basketball games in the SWAC.
Yes, sir.
We're going to pick 4 marquee matchups this weekend, and we're going to pick who we think are going to win. Guys, good with that?
I like it, man.
SWAC game picks we got for these games: Jackson State versus Alcorn, Alabama State versus Florida A&M, Grambling versus Southern, and Texas Southern versus Mississippi Valley.
Well,
start out with Lacey. Who you got?
First, I got Alcorn versus Jackson State. We all know how that game gonna be.
DJ, you can put that up on the screen.
You can put it up, DJ. Hey, first of all, I got Alcorn versus Jackson State. We all know it's a rivalry game, and we all know Saturday at our place, everybody's gonna be out, from the honeys to the homeboys. Everybody's gonna be in that game to watch. Alcorn beat Jackson State at their place. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you know they're going to want revenge.
Right. From the honeys to the homeboys.
From the honeys to the homeboys. That game going to be packed. To the people serving them turkey legs. Hey, this going to be a great game, a great atmosphere, and I advise you to go to that game. And I will hope Alcorn beat them again by 15 to 20. Because, boy, if Alcorn win at home, y'all know how that afterlife gonna be, but that's for another story. Hey,
another story.
The next game, FAMU versus who again? Who FAMU play again?
I think Alabama State. Yep, Alabama State.
We know Alabama. I think it was Alabama A&M.
Oh yeah, well,
some guy from Alabama A&M. I can't think of his name. He had a quadruple double. But I still don't think that's enough going to FAMU. They going to Tallahassee, and that's a long bus ride to go from Huntsville to Tallahassee. It's a lot of thinking going down from the mountains all the way down to Sunshine State of Tallahassee. Yeah. And I think FAMU gonna make some noise on that game. It's hard to beat FAMU at home. I'm sorry, because we know how that crowd get in Tallahassee. I feel like they're going to beat the sting out of them boys, Alabama A&M. And then there's another rivalry right here between Grambling and Southern. We know how this going to get. I was a little bit shaky about this one because Grambling got to go to Southern, but I feel like Grambling going to pull it off. It's going to be a great atmosphere at Southern because you know Grambling going to bring a crowd. Right. But I think Grambling going to win that game. And my last one, Texas Southern versus Valley, it's easy. That's easy. I don't even want to know about Valley. They like winning something. We all know. Texas Southern been the powerhouse in the SWAC, and they gonna beat the stink out of the Valley. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't care if they was playing at Texas Southern. It's gonna be an ugly game in Valley, and I got my boys from Texas Southern to win.
Man, DJ, play that beat. All right, man. So with this first game, man, Alcorn versus Jackson State. You got to come all the way down. You got to go down that long road. They call it the stretch. Like,
stretch.
Once you come down that stretch, it ain't no turning back now.
Ain't none.
Because when we lock you in that building, you got to play us for 48 minutes. Real talk, 48. I need all 48 too. We came down to Jackson.
Cause look, we all gonna know what the girls gonna do. We all know.
We ain't talking about the girls right now. We talking about the men.
The girls are gonna probably get destroyed.
We all
know the girls. It's gonna be a little ugly over there. All right, they playing Mr. Reed, Coach Reed. We already know it's gonna be. But we coming for the boys.
Yeah. So we we came down to Jackson. We did what we needed to do. Now they got to come back thinking they gonna come in our truck, take over our truck.
We trying to up the score 2-0.
What you say?
We're trying to up the score 2-0.
We're trying to up the score 2-0, man. And I feel like Alcorn gonna do that today. Saturday. Next, we got FAMU versus Alabama State. Alabama A&M. I'm sorry. Right now, FAMU, I want to say they're number 1 in their division right now. Right. So it's a lot of teams that don't want to see FAMU. We even lost to them. By 1 point. We lost them. But we lost to them. So I think this is a clear shot for FAMU right now. They're gonna beat Alabama A&M. Next, we got Southern versus Grambling. I think this is gonna be one for the books. Southern, you got tied for first, and then you got Grambling tied for second. This is a rivalry game too, man. I think the atmosphere is gonna be great out there Saturday. That honestly, I think that'd be the game I want to go to.
That's another from the honeys to the homeboys. Hey, put a little Cajun spice on that one. Hey, it's gonna be a good game.
Oh, that game gonna get a little Cajun spice.
It's gonna be a little Cajun spice.
Making sure the BR.
We might have to do something like that. But on this game, man, I'm gonna pick Southern on this one, man. I like them. They like I said, they tied for first. I think this is gonna be a good game. The junior they got over there at Southern, he gonna have to step up Saturday. They gonna need him big Saturday, man. If they want to win, he's gonna have to really step up because, like I said on the last show, he was having a couple games where it wasn't looking too hot. His scoring wasn't looking at how it needs to be.
Right.
So if they want to win, he's gonna be a very key piece to that offense. Last but not least, we got Texas Southern versus
Port Valley State.
Texas Southern versus Mississippi Valley State. This is probably going to be a blowout. I got Texas Southern beating these guys 15 plus. If I'm putting my ticket in, I'm putting Texas Southern minus 15. Most definitely. Hey, shout out to man. Hey, that's my boy. You already know how we do it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the shocker here for the first pick. I got Jackson State coming in beating Alcorn. Yes, I am a graduate from Alcorn. My heart is there. I'm always root for I hope Alcorn win, but I got Jackson State. Objectively, I have Jackson State beating Alcorn. Jackson State, they've won at least their last 3 games. Alcorn, we've won, but we've been getting a little shaky.
We just won our last.
I want to commend the coaching staff again on the job that they're doing with this team, but I think honestly now the hot streak is starting to kind of slow down. We starting to come down to the mean, and teams are starting to get us again. I mean, I'm not saying that we are a bad team or anything, but we were winning some close games and we lose some close games, and so it's going to continue. You know, things are going to happen. This isn't a full, well-built-on machine. We're going to still have growing pains.
Right.
And I think that Jackson State, they're starting to kind of get how they were supposed to be from the beginning. I mean, maybe that'd be attributed to guys getting healthy and lineups starting to be more solidified and guys knowing their roles. But I like Jackson State coming into Alcorn and beating Alcorn. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real with you. Coach Brent knows it's time. He know what time it is. So yeah, he got to get done.
I think at this point now
he waking up.
We can all say that Coach Brent is probably on the hot seat.
Yeah, he know what time it is.
He probably on the hot seat.
He got too much talent.
If he's not, he should. No, that like I always say.
That's no personal. He got too much talent.
He's just on the line.
He got
this
too
is
much
on the
talent.
lines, man. Jackson.
He gonna have to win this game.
Jackson. Before the football team start was good. They were really more of a basketball,
school.
We really was on the basketball side, and Jackson State, man, they haven't lived up to the hype so far this season. But I think Jackson State comes in and beats Alcorn. FAMU, I have them beating Alabama A&M. I mean, it's FAMU. They've been going through. They really been running through the swag.
They really have. They've been running through the swag.
Like the guy I mentioned a couple of shows back, he's still almost averaging 20 points per game. Nobody can do nothing with him.
Right.
So I got them winning that game. Should be a fun to watch. Southern versus Grambling. Yeah, it's gonna be a show right there. It's gonna be a show. You gonna get your money's worth, I think, in that game.
Man, you gonna get your money's worth.
You gonna get a lot of culture, a lot of atmosphere, man.
It's gonna be a great
atmosphere. They're gonna probably be seat to seat. You know what I'm saying? Standing behind the goal.
And you know,
atmosphere.
whoever wins, they're gonna party hard afterwards.
It's gonna be so, it's gonna be.
They gonna have to get to the girls' game, right?
It's gonna be maybe some strolling on the floor, things like that. I don't know if they do it like
a great HBCU atmosphere on Saturday.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Everybody,
they gonna be crazy too, just like this.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't know if Jackson State gonna be crazy.
But it's to the homeboy. I'm telling you, they gonna wear their best for that game. So y'all better play y'all best. I'm telling you, but I know
whoever with the Grambling Southern, whoever hosting that party that night, they
gonna win.
Make some money.
They gonna make some money.
Both atmospheres, both locations.
It's gonna be packed. But I think Southern edges them out. Like you said, Southern is ranked number 1 in their division. I think they're trying to stay up top. They're not trying to give ground. Especially with this being the last stretch, kind of going into playing for the SWAC and then going for the tournament. I think now teams are really starting to try to tighten up. I like with like Jackson State, with them slowly trying to get back into the fold of things. So I think Southern edges out Grambling. Texas Tech versus Valley, like these guys said.
Do you think Coach Hunter is on the hot seat?
I think that I don't know with all that. I don't want to talk about all that. I don't know what they got going on with that. You don't know what they told him or how they or the years they want to build up on that. But I mean, as far as that game, that's just like back in the old days where you get whooped by your teacher, by your principal, and now you coming home you get whooped by your mommy and daddy. So that's just what it looks like with Valley. They keep getting beat on. So I mean, hey, probably won't be a lot of people in the stands.
It's gonna be
it's a home game. They're gonna party down in that battle. They're gonna get that Dodger chicken.
Not for Texas.
They're gonna get that.
Look, I think it's a get in, get out.
This is a man. If you can catch it, you can catch it. Right. Some of the cheerleaders, they might have went out of town. You know,
they party hard in Delta.
Valley, they've been seeing the writing on the wall. Look, let's be honest now. They've only won one game.
One game.
Okay.
No. The students know now. They know by now.
They know that Valley's not that good. If they be shocked if they beat Texas, I'd be shocked if they beat Texas.
Only way they probably coming. They're probably dragging themselves in around. Around the second half, in the second half,
look at
probably like 7, 8 minutes left.
Walk right out, huh?
Yeah.
You know, they probably ate good and whatnot.
They eat that Dodger chicken, man. The quick stop. They gonna come back. Watch the game.
I don't know what all they got down there. I ain't gonna lie now.
They got some good food. They got some good food in Delta now.
Okay.
And they got some big mosquitoes, man.
Auckland got big mosquitoes too, though.
Yeah, so
they ain't like the Delta.
Yeah, I got obviously Texas Southern on there like Phil. I was a betting man. I'd take it.
Minus 15.
Take it. Whatever they got as plus, you take it. You cash that in. I've really
been hot with my picks too, so you might want to listen.
You cash that in. So yeah, I got Texas Southern beating them, and yeah, that's the picks for the weekend.
A quick in and out trip, huh?
Should be a nice weekend.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
It's gonna be
some college basketball. It's some college basketball to be played.
It's gonna be some great atmospheres for all Cornell State and Grand versus Southern. That's rivalry game. You can't expect nothing more than nothing else. Just when you don't see everybody, you know, it's when you're gonna get paid.
And I'm gonna say that to Jackson State and Alcorn, y'all boys, please. If I do decide to come, or just for anybody to come,
right.
Put on it. Let's see y'all put on a show. Put on a show.
Jonas, get out there and put some work in.
We want to see a show. When it comes to Jackson State Alcorn, we ain't trying to see no lollygagging.
No boring crowd, bro. We want to see an energetic game.
We trying to see a knit and grit. Let's get to it.
Talking noise, all that hoorah,
who wanted more?
That's what we
booming,
let's
threes,
get
all
let's
that.
Get mean.
Come on, let's do it. That's what we want.
That's what the people come to see. Get the people what they want to see.
They want to see a show.
We gotta pay $10 to get in that game. I better give them $10.
They want to see. So
I use that old card. Still got it.
Yeah, but we want to see a show, and I know they heading to the CFO or something after that.
Yeah.
You know,
we already know how that gonna be.
You will not see me on that stage.
You will not see me there.
I don't miss none of that.
Y'all make sure to go check that out, because I think it's Swayze and then Stay Woke and all those guys.
Yeah, shout out Stay Woke, man. Shout out Swayze.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good weekend for basketball.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I want to go to that Southern Grambling game, man.
Go to that Baton Rouge, man. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't fell in love with Baton Rouge, man.
I'm trying to go on down there one time, man.
I ain't been in a minute, bro.
I love Baton Rouge.
I ain't been in a minute.
But we'd like to thank everybody for watching our show. We come on every Monday. I know it might have been confused on the time change. We're on now Mondays at 7 o'clock on the dot. Make sure to tune in. YouTube, Facebook, Roku TV, all platforms. Today's show is sponsored by EarthBlendCoffee.global. Thank you.
Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the WeBelieve.global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at WeBelieve.global.